Children are being killed by Israel. There is a way to stop it, and it is by boycotting the US dollar. A small country in the Middle East can commit these atrocities and humiliate all mankind because the USA supports these acts. As US President Biden says, the US would have to invent an Israel if it didn't exist. As Secretary of State Blinken says, United States stands with Israel today, tomorrow, and every day. Therefore, Israel is committing these crimes against humanity because the US government supports these acts. Otherwise, Israel has no power to commit these atrocities. What can I do to stop USA support these crimes around the world, as it has done many times before? Boycotting US dollar will bring all these crimes around the world to an end. What makes the USA a superpower is the US dollar. Everybody wants it. Everybody keeps it, without knowing that each dollar we keep makes the USA stronger and supports the acts committed by this authority. Keeping US dollar in our accounts means we are happy with the crimes of the US government. We support these crimes, and we want to see more of them around the world. How does that work? When we buy US dollars, we transfer that much power to the USA to use as they will. This shift of power happens when we demand the US dollars initially. Something else happens when we keep US dollars in our accounts. The value of the money in our accounts slowly gets transferred to the US defense budget. Let's see how that shift happens. If the US government wants to build 100 aircraft carriers and 1,000 F-35 fighter jets to send to every country they want to invade or persuade, they need to issue US dollars. When more US dollars are issued to build these war machines, the value of the US dollar in everybody's pockets around the world will decrease. This is where the magic happens. The value of the money in everybody's pockets will be sucked to fund the trillion-dollar war machines of the USA. Individuals who keep their savings as US dollar in their innocent personal accounts. Businesses who use US dollar in their trade activities. Central banks of every country which keeps US dollar as reserve money. They will all be affected. That is how US Department of Defense funded $1.52 trillion budget needed for 2023. That money comes out of the pockets of everybody who has got US dollar in the form of inflation. That is why the US dollar lost 7% of its value in a year. This 7% value has been sucked from the pockets of everyone who has got dollars in their account, without them even realizing, and has been used to fund $1.52 trillion defense budget. If people around the world would keep gold in their bank accounts instead of US dollars, they wouldn't let this 7% value transfer in favor of US defense budget and would keep it for themselves. With that budget, the USA can build 100 aircraft carriers and 1,000 F-35 fighter jets as a gift from the world to the US defense budget to commit its crimes. So, when any other country wants to build a defense system, they have to pay for it themselves. But when the USA makes defense spending, all the countries in the world are made to pay for it. Therefore, the USA has a limitless defense budget. There is only one way to stop it, and it is by boycotting US dollar. If we do not start a boycott on US dollar, we will continue to sponsor the endless wars of the USA and create an unbeatable war machine. Therefore, we must not keep any US dollars in our personal bank accounts. Trading activities should be done in other currencies. The use of the US dollar by central banks as reserve money should be phased out. It is time to clean our hands of blood of innocent people.